What's up guys, Techmaster back with another video. So, today we are going to be doing a comparison between the iPhone 14 Pro, the 15 Pro, and the iPhone 15. Sorry. I am using my iPad. I do not, my computer has been having some technical issues with Wi-Fi, so I am unfortunately using this. Normally I would be using my computer for sharper, better quality, but still, can't really do it. So, yeah, that's today we're going to be comparing these phones. So the iPhone 14 Pro is no longer sold by Apple. You have to buy this at authorized resellers. And the 15 Pro is $999 and the 15 is $799. So comparing the differences in the display, the iPhone 15 has a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display. There's unfortunately, it's only a 60 hertz display, so it won't look as good as an iPhone 15 Pro or 14 Pro because they have ProMotion and an always-on display. So keep that in mind. This is an $800 phone, obviously. It's still a great phone, but yeah, you won't be getting 120 hertz. Now, the iPhone 15 has an aluminum back, the iPhone 15 Pro has titanium, and the 14 Pro has stainless steel. Personally, I like stainless steel the best. I think the 15 Pro, the titanium looks really nice, but it's also more, the stainless steel is actually more durable. It's been shown, it scratches easier. Titanium's not bad, but it's not as durable as the stainless steel. The stainless steel will definitely still hold up better over time. Now, they all have the dynamic island, which is awesome. The dynamic island's a really nice feature, and I think it should be, it should continue because it's really nice, actually. Now, the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 15 have the Apple A16 Bionic chip, 6 gigs of RAM. The 15 Pro has the Apple A17 Pro chip, first Pro chip on an iPhone with 8 gigs of RAM. So it has the same as like a low-end MacBook Air or something, or like the base model. But yeah, 8 gigs of RAM for this phone's great. Obviously, Androids have like 12 or 16, but yeah, it's a really good phone though. Most even flagships in this price range have 8 gigs of RAM. The iPhone or the Samsung Galaxy S24 that actually has 8 gigs of RAM. I'm pretty sure, and it's $799. So, like, yes, Androids have a little bit more RAM, but it's kind of in line with what you expect. Because only the Samsung Galaxy S22 or S24 Ultra has, I believe, 12 gigs of RAM. I don't know why I said S22, but yeah, the higher end Ultra ones I think have a little more RAM. But the point is though that 8 gigs is plenty. Now, they all have, not all of them, but they have the 14 Pro and 15 Pro have Pro camera system, 48 megapixel main, which the iPhone 15 has a 48 megapixel main too. Now, this is an area where the 14 Pro has a disadvantage. The default photos you get are 12 megapixels. The iPhone 15 Pro and 15 have 24 megapixel default images, so that's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, if you take just a regular daytime photo or whatever, it'll be higher resolution on the 15. Yeah, this is not coming to last year's phone. They all have pretty similar optical zoom options. Emergency SOS features are the same. Now, battery life is, it's said to be better on the 14 Pro and 15 Pro, but from my experience, the 15 has given me way better battery life than the 14 Pro. I obviously haven't used the 14 Pro, but so far, in a bunch of tests and everything, and just in general, the 14 Pro has that battery health problem that we had before the iPhone 15 came out. So definitely don't get the 14 Pro just because the battery looks to be better. The 15 actually has been considerably better. I mean, obviously it's the 60 hertz display, I think kind of can make a difference, but yeah, the 14 Pro definitely has worse battery life tested and kind of in real world, particularly if your battery health's at like 88. Like the 15 has had great battery life, the regular 15. So even though it's rated for less, I've gotten like 12 hours with like background, music. If you're not consistently using your phone, it could definitely last you a full day. Like, you do not have to worry. So the point is, I wouldn't buy the iPhone 15 Pro or just because it's rated for better battery life. If anything, the 15 has been actually tested to have the longest battery life of any of these. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Now the 14 Pro has Lightning. 15 and 15 Pro have USB-C. That's obviously a change for this year. I like USB-C way better, but obviously if you guys want a cheaper phone that has Lightning and you don't need USB-C, the 14 Pro is obviously around $650, so keep that in mind. You are saving money by going that compared to the 15. Now, They all have Face ID, all have 5G, ceramic shield in the front, you know, typical stuff. Yeah. Yeah, usually it's pretty much exactly the same for the most part. Now the screen, yeah, they all have dynamic island, pretty much the same exact screen. They're all up to 2,000 nits of brightness, so that's actually super nice. The screen's super bright. It's very visible outdoors, particularly if you're in really harsh sunlight. Sometimes you have to crank it up, and it manually won't adjust unless it's facing the sun. But yeah, still, it's a great thing there. They all have the photonic engine for the camera. The photonic engine's really nice. It's also on the regular iPhone 14, which actually get the A15 Bionic. I actually did not realize that the 14s have the A15 Bionic, but they also get the photonic engine. So even if you have the 13, which has the same A15 Bionic, the 14s have the 5-core graphics version, but those ones get the photonic engine. The 13 does not get the photonic engine, so keep that in mind. Don't assume they're the exact same camera. The 15s also have the Smart HDR5. The 14 Pro has the Smart HDR4. Honestly, it's not a huge difference, but, Now, the iPhone 15 does not get night mode portraits, macro photography, or Apple ProRAW, but the 15 still has the 48 megapixel camera sensor at HEIF. So keep that in mind. Also, one of the downsides with Apple ProRAW, if you take a 48 megapixel in Apple ProRAW, it uses up 75 megabytes of storage. The iPhone 15 actually uses up 3 megabytes with the 48 megapixel HEIF picture. So the ProRAW, it's only for pro photographers. Like if you still want a 48 megapixel camera, you can do it on the 15, and it's only 3 megabytes. So it's not a huge file. So if you want to take 48 megapixel, I would just do it that way because you won't be eating up a bunch of storage, Video recording, I mean, they all have action mode, cinematics, pretty much the same. I love the action mode and cinematic. Those are really nice pro video features, and they all come to all the new iPhones, including the iPhone 15. So, yeah, they cellular wireless, pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Power and battery, again, it's rated better on the 14 Pro and 15 Pro, but yeah, the 15 has been actually tested to have the best battery life in some tests have shown. It's or not the best battery life, but better than both of these. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sorry if I've been a little quiet this video, but yeah, so okay, yeah, and then we've pretty much covered all that. So it's pretty much the exact same thing there. So what's my opinion? So I do think the iPhone 14 Pro, it's a great phone. It's a great phone. Like the 14 Pro, definitely worth buying by all means. If I would say if you have this phone, definitely keep it. There's no reason to get the 15s because there's only a couple new features. If you really want USB-C, I would just buy the iPhone 15. I don't think the 15 Pro is super necessary unless you want the highest end phone. You're upgrading from a super old phone, like even an iPhone 12 Pro. Like if you have a 13 Pro or later, then I think you could probably skip the 15 Pro to be honest. But if you have an iPhone 12 Pro or earlier, like any of the Pro, iPhones, then the 15 Pro is a good upgrade. But I think the iPhone 15 is the best phone sold brand new for most people. But if you want a 14 Pro and you just get fine in the use mode, that might even be better because you have the telephoto camera, the better build quality, always on display. It has more pro features, but yeah. But the iPhone 15 does have benefits like better battery life, a couple extra camera features, USB-C, But if you don't need all that, then just get the 14 Pro. It's going to be the cheapest, actually, out of all of these because it is the year-old phone, but it's a great phone under all means. You do not have to skip this phone just because the 15s are out. Anyway, guys, that pretty much covers up this video. I hope I helped you guys out if you guys want to buy any of these phones, and I'll see you guys in the next